Welcome to Womanism, where we delve into the roles of women across different religions. Today, we uncover the spiritual struggle behind the suffrage movement in Edwardian England, a battle that echoed both politics and faith. Imagine a time when faith was wielded as a weapon in the fight for equality, when sermons became rallying cries and scriptures, a manifesto for change. As we journey back to the early 20th century, prepare for an enlightening journey through the spiritual struggle of the suffragettes. Picture early 20th century Britain, suffragettes clad in white, marching and chaining themselves to railings. But beneath the political fervor lay something deeper. The suffrage campaign felt like a religious revival. In this era, the militant suffrage campaign was in full swing. Women, emboldened by a sense of divine purpose, took to the streets demanding their right to vote. Their actions were often drastic, characterized by passionate protests and civil disobedience. Yet their battle was not just against laws, but against ingrained societal norms and prejudices. Their struggle was deeply spiritual. Rooted in their Christian beliefs, they saw their fight for suffrage as a holy crusade. They believed in a God who valued all his children equally and saw their disenfranchisement as a violation of this divine principle. This spiritual conviction fueled their determination, giving them the courage to challenge the status quo even in the face of violent opposition. The suffragettes' battle was not just political, but deeply spiritual. Meet the Church League for Women's Suffrage, an Anglican organization with nearly 6,000 members by 1914. Deeply inspired by the incarnational theology of Charles Gore, they fervently believed that the enfranchisement of women was not merely a political endeavor, but a divine mandate demanded by Christ's teachings. The Church League was not a fringe group, but a mainstream Anglican organization, with members ranging from everyday parish-goers to high-ranking clergy. Their theological basis for advocating for women's rights was rooted in the belief that every human being, regardless of gender, was created in the image of God. This belief, coupled with the Christian commandment to love one's neighbor as oneself, provided a compelling argument for gender equality. The Church League saw the fight for women's suffrage as an integral part of their Christian duty, a manifestation of their faith in action. Their faith fueled their fight for equality, shaping their political campaign. The League grappled with patriarchal readings of Genesis and St. Paul. They used theology to construct a Christian case for equality. Their sermons, pamphlets, and theological debates established a powerful argument for reform. In Genesis, they challenged interpretations that painted Eve as the weaker sex, the root of original sin. Instead, they highlighted that both man and woman were created in God's image, implying equality. When it came to St. Paul's teachings, they addressed the apostles' words in Corinthians, "Women should remain silent in the churches." They argued that Paul's teachings were specific to the cultural context of his time and not a divine mandate for all epochs. They also pointed to biblical heroines like Deborah, a judge and prophetess, and Priscilla, a teacher of Apostle Paul, as evidence of women's spiritual leadership in the early church. Drawing from the Gospels, they emphasized Christ's respect for women, arguing that Jesus himself challenged societal norms and interacted with women in ways that were revolutionary for his time. Theology became a tool in the hands of these women, used to argue for their rightful place in society. Fast forward to today, we recognize that the suffragettes' spiritual struggle blurred the lines between religion and politics. Prayer, worship, and biblical exegesis became weapons of political warfare. As we reflect, we grasp the profound legacy of these women. Their spiritual struggle, fueled by deep-seated faith and a yearning for equality, continues to echo in our modern discourse. Indeed, the suffragettes' spiritual struggle continues to resonate, reminding us of the intertwined nature of faith and politics. The churches weren't passive observers. They were sites of new thinking about gender roles. They served as a battleground for the suffragettes, a place where faith and politics intertwined. The Church League for Women's Suffrage, with their theological arguments, set the stage for a Christian case for equality. Today, we understand the profound impact of their spiritual struggle, a fight that blurred the lines between religion and politics. Their legacy continues to inspire us. Let's honor their legacy while continuing to fight for equality.